Our great expectations of this time is also Jesus' reign and eventual defeat of Satan. Said, hey, the Messiah is born. What then does that mean? And we'll start this series clear to page 3. So we'll start right at the beginning. What are the expectations right off the get-go? So we'll start in Genesis chapter 3 and verse 1. Satan takes the form of a crafty, deceptive serpent and challenges Eve's understanding and consequence of God's word. Did God actually say you shall not eat of any tree? Of any tree. Hey, that tree's got some good food on it. Yeah. That tree's good to look at. That thing is pretty. And that's got some good fruit on it. Hey, that tree produces knowledge. That's good to be desired. What's wrong with desiring a little bit of knowledge? Eve eats. Sin is committed. What is the definition of sin? James lays that out as he does so many things so directly. You know the right thing to do and you choose not to do it, there's a sin. Jesus seeks them out. And they can hear him walking. Where are you? Where are you? Product of getting to eat now is going to be extreme labor. And remember, Satan said, you shall not surely die. He didn't. Adam didn't die that day. 930 years later he did. 930 years with seeds to think about. Man, I remember getting that fruit so easy. You mean my decisions tonight on a Friday night at 2 in the morning is going to have consequences when I turn 34? And God says there will be extreme hostility. The word enmity is not used often in the Old Testament. It's a state of deep-seated ill will, innate hostility, hatred. Eve's offspring will bruise, crush, violently compress Satan's head till it's out of shape. Your head is going to be crushed, smashed. So the rest of the Bible is God's love story of seeking reconciliation with his people. The rest of the Bible awaits the fulfillment of the curse placed upon the devil. So 1 Chronicles 17, David has become a king. God promised that from the line of David, one of his descendants would rule. One of his offspring should sit on a kingly throne, a dynasty that would reign forever. So we've got the great expectation from Eve, hey, one of your kids is going to crush Satan's head. Then you got the expectation from David, hey, one of your kids is going to rule forever. God has visited and redeemed his people. It's a big deal when God visits. God shows up. The word redeem means buying back from the marketplace. What's the other great big news that Zechariah gives about Jesus, that John the Baptist is going to say about Jesus? He's from where? Salvation is coming from where? The house of David. So God's going to visit, God's going to redeem his people. He's going to raise up the horn of salvation in the house of David. It's a cool idea that not only is he going to be a ruler, but he's going to take care of our sin needs. God said he was going to do this by Nathan, or as Zechariah says, the holy prophets of old. You mean there's still great expectations for us? Yes, we have the sin problem resolved, but is Satan still alive? 1 Peter tells us, be wary, for Satan, your enemy, roams like a lion, looking forward to whom to devour. He's still alive and active. The good news is why we started this morning in Revelation, because the end of the story is Jesus tosses his hind end into jail. So these great expectations are still our expectations. Our great expectations of this time is also Jesus' reign and eventual defeat of Satan. Have hope of future expectations that regardless of what happens here, my king is ruling, my king is coming back, and he promised to make all things new. Our great expectations of this time is also Jesus' reign and eventual defeat of Satan.